Over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land... Life cannot exist. That nectar... Most of the patients, Halric, but their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption, the twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his son. But even if the fault lay with someone, so I swore that I'd make... And that's what keeps... On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. Beaten, broken souls come to... When my mother... It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrant could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless... Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He's...
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated...
They're coming.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely... We should... Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever...
There it is!
Is that... Oh no!
No!
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin-eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call... Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence...
I have a feeling Yulmore might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin-eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. He will not take
Agreed. Thus we will need... Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside. Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continent. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamity. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions. It is the Sin-eaters who are to blame for the light's continued. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the... Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative.
We've been doing our best to take the fight.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories apart from...
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be...
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Ali...
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any...